All right. Shout out to the people that's in the chat. Shout out to the people who will dip on the replay and watch this. I hope you guys are having a good afternoon. I'm not planning to be on here too long, but I wanted to come and do a live since I haven't been able to do many videos this week. I'm sorry, guys. I've been super busy. So I have three things that I want to talk about today. I definitely want to talk about the Alec Baldwin situation. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. I want to talk about a situation that happened at a college. I want to say it's California, but I'm not sure. And then I also want to talk about Squid Game. So I'm gonna leave Squid Game to the for the end just in case because I don't like to do spoilers. So that way, if you haven't watched it or if you're not done with it, I don't want to ruin it for you. So let's get into this Alec Baldwin situation. I first read this story on LSA, okay, and then I like cross-referenced it with a couple different news sources. So Alec Baldwin is filming a new movie, and it was crazy because first when they came out with this story, they didn't identify who the shooter was. They were like, oh, it was a person on a major cast member on set fired. It's supposed to be a prop gun, and then I guess the prop gun had bullets in it, which is weird because I didn't think that they did and that they can hurt people. But anyway, somebody fired a prop gun and it ended up hitting two people. I don't even know if this was a part of the scene or if the person was just messing around with the gun. And one of the bullets hit somebody in the shoulder. I think it was a guy, and he survived. And then the other bullet hit somebody. I think it was like in her abdomen, and then she died, guys. She died from her injuries. Now, I felt like they were obviously protecting Alec Baldwin because then later the story broke that it was him who, and the wording was interesting. Like they didn't say it was him who shot the people. They were like, "Hey AJ, thanks for being here. Happy Friday, love." They were like, "Oh, Alec Baldwin is the person, the individual who fired the weapon that hurt the people." Like the way they described it was very interesting. Now, I'm not saying he did it on purpose or anything like that, but just you see how they protect certain people. Because like I said, they didn't even disclose who did it. So yeah, guys, it was sad. This woman died. I think she was some type of director. Let me see. Because they're still breaking the story. She was some type of director. And it seems shady to me. I have a couple thoughts. Do y'all remember Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son? Brandon Lee, I think it was when he was filming The Crow, which obviously was his last movie. He died. I think that was the movie. I think he died on the set of that show because there was something that happened with a gun, and I don't know if it was like if the gun misfired or once again they thought it was a fake gun. And then he was shot and he died. So how I don't understand like how did they have weapons on set that are real? Like it was this a prop gun? And I don't know if any of you guys have a film background. I don't, so I have no idea. When they say prop guns, do they have real bullets that can hurt people? Because I would think if it's a prop gun, it's all CGI or something like that, right? So I don't know. I'm confused. It sounds very, very shady to me. I don't understand how two people one person lost their life and somebody else was injured because of an accident like this. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. It should be interesting to see what happened. I doubt there will be any charges involved. Because once again, the way they're telling the story, it sounds like it was an accident. I don't think Alec Baldwin was out here trying to shoot people. But then again, it's Hollywood, right? So anything could happen. Who knows? I just don't understand how it is that you would have a gun on set with real bullets in it. Like, shouldn't there be somebody's job at least to check it? And my other thought is, haven't you learned from the Brandon Lee situation? So at the very least, if you're an actor and you think it's a prop gun, maybe handle the guns with a little bit more care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's just weird. But, rest in peace to the woman who died. Let me see if I can find any information about the guy. Because they're still coming out with stuff. Like I said, it wasn't until this morning that I saw they actually said it was him. At first, they were just making it sound like, oh, it's just a random person on set. And if this isn't staged, I would think that Alec Baldwin would feel pretty bad. If that was me, I would feel awful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, hey, Miss Tiva, good afternoon and happy Friday. Miss Tiva, did you hear about this Alec Baldwin story? I'm still waiting for more information, but one person died and one person's injured because of a gun that went off on the set that's supposed to be a prop gun. I don't know. But if anybody knows, if you're watching the replay and you know anything about prop guns and how they go about things, let me know in the comments because I'm very confused. I'm very confused about what this is supposed to be. Also, what do you guys think? Do you think this was like a legit accident, or do you think there's something foul here that's going on? I'm sure we'll find out more details. And then I also think that they'll cover things up too, because Alec Baldwin is. Ms. Tiva says, sounds crazy, but I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Isn't there always stuff going down with the Baldwin family too? Like a whole bunch of wacko stuff. So I don't know. It's sad. It's sad that lady lost her life. I hope the other guy that got injured is fine. But I think she had to get airlifted and she still didn't survive. So that's the Alec Baldwin story. Let me know what you think if you're watching a replay. If you think this is something shady about it. And do you agree with me where I say I think they're covering up for him, right? Like they didn't reveal his name at first. Miss Tiva said this early morning they reported he cried like a baby. Oh wow, okay. So then maybe okay, wow. I mean, if that was something that happened to me, that would be my reaction. I'd be devastated, right? That I accidentally took the life of somebody. And I don't even know, guys, if it was unclear if that was a part of the movie or if he was just messing around with the prop gun. That's what wasn't clear to me. Miss Tiva said, why would prop guns have real? That's what I'm saying, Miss Tiva. That's what I'm trying to find out. If it's a prop gun, why does it have real ammo? And how could the ammo hurt you? I don't understand that at all. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know. But guys, that's that piece. I don't have any updates. Maybe I'll come back and do a video on that one. I want to talk about this crazy situation. Okay, now this story is not a brand new story, but I think there was an update about it. So this actually happened last year. And I don't know if y'all heard about it. I didn't hear about it. I read the article and I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is absolutely crazy that this lady did this. I'm trying to pull it up. Okay. Child, listen. Okay, so this professor, all right, and she is from, I want to say it's Mount Holly College. And when I tell you the story is nuts, it just makes me think about things differently. I'm on a different page, so I can't see your comments yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and read a couple of details. So this professor, I'm not going to be able to say her name right. It looks Japanese. Her first name is, I don't know if it's Rie or Ray, R-I-E, and it's Hachiyanagi, okay? From Mount Holyoke College. So apparently this woman who is 48 she's a professor in the arts department. She's a professor at that school. And then she had a crush on a female teacher who was in the arts department. So I think this woman was like in her 60s, the person that she had a crush on. So, apparently she had a crush on this woman for years. Then one day she was like, let's talk about my feelings. So I think that she went to this woman's home. Did she? Yes, because I don't know if this woman went to her home. When I tell you this story is horrific, trigger warning. This woman was so butthurt that she had a crush on this lady, and I guess the feelings weren't reciprocated. She scaled an all-out attack on this poor woman. This is her colleague, okay? They said that she basically assaulted and tortured this woman with fists, rocks, garden clippers, and a fucking fire poker. Because this lady had a crush on another colleague who did not reciprocate her feelings. Isn't that crazy? Now, it happened, I want to say it was last year, but I think the incident took place right before the beginning of last year. And it sounded like this happened for hours. This woman was just doing all these things to her. And it wasn't a situation where, even if it was, there's no excuse. It wasn't a situation where, this woman was pretending to like her and creating drama or anything like that. It was just she liked her. You know what she said? The woman Ree said that well, she should have known. Like, what kind of crazy stuff is that? Listen, this makes me think you just never know who you're working with. You really never know who you're surrounded by. This is a professor, guys. She's been working at this school for years. In fact, I think it said that they knew each other since 2005. That's a long time. She attacked this woman and then had the nerve to say she should have known. And then my questions are, so from a mental health perspective, when I see stories like this, it makes me ask a lot of questions, right? Miss Tiva said, I have to watch the replay from here back to work. Okay, Miss Tiva, have a great day. It makes me ask a lot of questions because my thing is, from my experience, I don't think people just get up and do things like this, right? There would have to be signs. There would have to be signs from this woman as a professor, as a friend, as an individual. There has to be signs that this is clearly some significant mental health stuff going on. That you snapped, lured this woman and then tortured her for hours. Then she called the cops and was like, hey, she's in a pool of her own blood. Come get her. Like, what kind of heartless shit is that? To be able to do all that. And then this lady said she thought she was going to die. Could you imagine the hell that somebody would go through if somebody came out of nowhere and was like, oh, I had a crush on you. You should know. And you don't reciprocate. And this is the type of stuff that they do. Like, it just blew my mind. So this woman, I thought this was a story that just happened, but then it popped up in my feed because I think there's updates. So this lady, at first, I'm laughing because it's ridiculous. At first, they only put her on administrative leave, guys, from her college. She wasn't allowed on the college until further pending review of the incident. And my thing is, here's the thing, right? We know people have to be investigated. I get all that. But you literally almost killed somebody. This lady was charged with attempted murder and another charge. I forget what it is. Okay, yes, brutal assault and attempted murder. Okay. And while I know that people have to be investigated and stuff, how the hell this woman attacked another professor? She attacked another professor, guys. Like, I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? So they put her on administrative leave trial, and then now she's in jail. I don't know if she was sentenced. I'm not sure if she was sentenced because I actually, like I said, at first I thought this was a story that just happened. And then I looked back and it was like, no, this happened like last year. But people were in the comments were saying she didn't get a fair sentence. I'm not sure what her sentence was, but obviously she was convicted. But let me see if I could find it here. But I was just blown away that these were two people that worked at the same place. And, and we can't even just say women, because in this case, this was a woman who was clearly attracted to other women. So it wasn't even, a lot of times we hear stories of this type of harassment. It's like a woman and a man, but actually it can happen between a man and a woman, and the woman is the aggressor too. I've heard stories like that as well. But it just was completely shocking. It just made me think, what were the signs that were happening before this? I'm sure this lady was a fucking terror as a professor. I'm sure her students had a miserable time. If she thought she was that entitled for somebody to reciprocate feelings to the point where she had to assault them, there's no way. There's no way there weren't red flags before this. So that's that story. I gave you her name, and you can also look in the description box. You will see the perpetrator's name. And I'm still curious. I still want to find out how much time she got. But like I said, right before I went live, I was like, oh shoot, this didn't just happen. This happened like last year. So I'll find out. All right. So I told you guys I can't stay live long. I'm still in the middle of my workday, but I wanted to come live. I want to talk about Squid Game. Okay, if you have not seen Squid Game and you care about spoilers, then this is a good time to leave, because I don't want to ruin it for you. It was so good. It was very, very, very good. Very well written. It's a Korean survival drama. And I heard other people on here talking about Squid Game, and the name sounded weird. I was like, I don't know if I want to watch that. That sounds crazy. I had no idea what it was going to be about. And I decided to watch it with my husband, and we both were like blown away. It was so good, so well written. So I want to get into some of the themes, and I want to get into some like of my favorite or shocking moments. One thing I will say, if you have not seen it, it's very violent. Okay, it's a very violent show, but it's not violent without a purpose. So it's, and what I mean by that is it's well written. Sometimes I watch shows and or movies and it feels like it's violent and gory just for the sake of violence and gore. But with this particular show, it feels like there's meaning behind it, right? There's meaning behind it. And I almost, if it wasn't so violent, this show was so good, I would actually go back and watch it again because I think there's a lot of things that I missed, right? Like there's so many clues that I missed. So anyway, guys, let's get into the Squid Game. So the show starts out with this dude, and his name is, I'm gonna try my best with the names, but look, I ain't Korean, okay? So y'all gonna have to deal with me. His name is Gi-hun, and he's the main character. And he starts out, and they kind of like paint him as a low life almost. You know, he lives with his mom. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't like. He has a daughter, but his daughter is with the mom, and he actually forgot his daughter's birthday. Like his mom had to remind him, "Hey, today's your daughter's birthday. Go get her some fried chicken." So he, you know, we then find out pretty quickly this guy's a gambling addict. Like this dude is such a bad gambling addict. It was triggering watching him. Like, dude, you just like it was really painful to watch. So, but that's addiction, right? Whether it's gambling or whatever, a substance. So this man decided he was going to take money out of his. Hey, Tiffany, just stumbled in listening while working. Okay, sis. Yes, it was so funny. I wanted to go live early, and then I was like, oh man, Peace Live is live. I can't go live now. So I hopefully this isn't ruin anything for you, Tiffany. I don't know if you saw Squid Game already. So then he decides to take money out of his mom's bank account, okay, to go gamble, to go play the horse races. And he goes and he's horse racing, and I think he lost once or twice, and then he won. He won a lot of money. So much so that he decided to give, not the bank teller, but this woman, he gave her like 10,000 won. And I don't know what that money translates to in US dollars, but clearly he won a good bit of money. So then as he was leaving the racetrack, okay, he was with a friend, and then he bumps into, he sees like these loan sharks that he owes mad money to, like millions of dollars. So they roughed him up and, you know, made him sign a contract in blood saying, look, you got to pay back this money, else it's your ass. Like literally he had to sign away his physical body. And I thought that was bizarre, but then I later realized, okay, this is the theme. So here we have this man who is a gambling addict. All these things are happening, right? And okay, not yet. I need to see what all the buzz is about. I don't mind spoilers. Okay. Tiffany, I appreciate people like you because I'm one of those people. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't hear it. I couldn't watch anybody's videos about it before I watched it. So, child, listen, they beat his butt up and sent him on his way. And then, as he's running away, he bumps into somebody and he loses his wallet. Right? That's where all the money was. That's where all the money was that he just made. So now he's broke again, and so he's headed home. And then he runs into this dude who is like, hey, if you play me at this game, if you win, you get $100,000. And then if he loses, then he had to pay him $100,000. This dude knows he doesn't have $100,000. He loses. So the dude was like, okay, you're gonna have to pay with your body. So he slaps him in his face. And so he got him in this game. The dude tricked him to keep playing this game. And every time he lost, he got slapped. And then he was about to walk away. He finally won one game. And of course, by now he's hooked, right? He's hooked. So the dude was like, look, I have an opportunity for you. You can win more money. And then he pulls out the infamous card. And this is where everything begins. Like, this card, we see this card so many times in the movie, right? And so this sucks this guy in. He decides he's going to do this game. He's going to go for it and win money. He didn't ask no questions. He didn't find out what kind of games it was. Guys, it's crazy. And it shows how badly people's, like, when your brain is addicted to something, it's addicted. It wasn't just desperation. I felt like part of it was an addiction, right? So, long story short, finally, he decides to do this game. And it's weird. They do all this weird stuff. They pick him up, and it's secret, and it's on the secret island. Baby, these games are evil as hell. Okay? These games are evil as hell. All these people are reduced to a number. And the themes of the games is that they're all children's games. They don't know what the games are going to be. They're all children's games. And the only one I recognized was Red Light, Green Light. I didn't recognize any of the other games because it's Korean. But these people are playing for money, and it takes them forever to realize, look, only one person is going to walk out of here with this money. See, they kept thinking they were going to split the money. Every time after a game ended, which means somebody died or a lot of people died, they would load this ball in the ceiling with money. And I forget how much it was per person, but just like crazy amounts of money, right? And so this was motivating people. But anyway, after the first game, they decided to quit. They voted to leave. They let them leave. Don't you know, 93% of people decided to come back because they were all in debt. They signed their lives away, like their physical bodies. Everybody was in a bad way. Nobody, well, I don't want to say nobody, but most people joined that game because they were desperate. They needed money badly to the point where they were willing to lose their lives. And then as things progressed, it got worse and worse and dark. The first game was Red Light, Green Light. And here's this robot thing who, when she stops doing whatever the jingle is, you have to freeze. And if you move, you get killed. Like those are the stakes of the games. It's not like, oh, you lose, you get sent home. No, you die. You die. And if you don't finish the game within a certain time frame, you also die. So it's just crazy to me that people would decide to come back to this. And then all the other games were insane. There was a honeycomb game where they had to cut out shapes. And then I noticed that an element of it is fear. So at no point are you really having fun, right? There's nothing fun about it because there's so much pressure. Just imagine you having to perform something under regular circumstances, but it's hard. Now add another layer of, okay, you have to finish it within a certain time frame. And then add the next layer of, there are people standing over you with guns. If you do it incorrectly, you're going to get killed. Okay. There's so many things, like it was tug of war. You pull somebody off of a ledge. That's one of the games. You pull somebody off of a ledge, and how you win is you don't fall off the platform. Like, it was just so crazy to me to see that people were willing to keep going for this money and how desperate they were. And I actually, so I know for sure I would never do this game. Never, ever, ever, ever want to do something like this. Child, I don't even know if I'd make it past the first game. Okay. The only game I might do okay at is the damn honeycomb game, but that looked hard too. Okay. But if you watch the replay or if you have watched the show, let me know. Would you consider this game? Do you think you would have been done well at these games? Or even if you didn't know what the games were, would you give it a shot if you were in crazy amounts of debt and you had people looking for you, right? So desperation, okay? Their bodies were worth nothing. Like the theme, I felt like people's bodies, it felt almost like human trafficking to me. I know that these people willingly went, but think about it, it's coercion, which is an element of human trafficking, right? Like, you can coerce people to do crazy shit. And I feel like these people were coerced, right? Like they were lured into the Oh, you can get all this money. Tiffany said this sounds like it says a lot about capitalism and class. Tiffany, preach it, sis. Those are definitely some of the themes, especially capitalism. What's crazy is class was a big thing too, but there were actually people in, well, nope, she's right. She didn't even watch it yet, guys, and she got it. There's definitely people there who were initially rich, but then they went into debt. But what we learn as it goes on is the higher ups who fund the game or who watch the game, of course they're not getting their hands dirty. They like, I mean, that just represents they have so much money they can actually watch people die for money. And it reminds me of, do y'all remember Ice T? He had a movie years ago. It's old. It might be from the 90s. Is it Survive the Night? As a matter of fact, I want to go watch that now. Survive the Night with Ice T. They were hunting him. He was human prey. They set him out in the middle of the woods somewhere and set him loose like an animal and was like, you need to, like, if you can get away. Like, they didn't think he'd be able to get away, but that movie had me shooketh. And that's what it made me think of with Squid Games. It was like, but even with Ice-T, he was better off because anyway, I don't want to give that movie away, even though it's really old. But yeah, class and capitalism are big things in that movie. What else did I see? Okay, so at first I started out hating the main character because he felt like a bum to me. Didn't take care of his daughter, was mooching off his mom, yelling at his mom. He had so much bass in his voice for his mom, but he never had bass in his voice for other people. And then while they were at the game, he met other people, this guy named Abdul, who's from Pakistan, and also Sang Woo, who is a childhood friend of his. Sang Woo is a rich, what was he? Was he a broker? I don't remember. But he ended up going into debt, crazy amounts of debt, like way higher than Ji Hoon, right? And it was crazy because at first I was like, oh, that's so cool. Sang Woo seems like a cool dude. He gave Abdul bus fare and all this stuff. And then we find out dude is ruthless as fuck. Like, he knew what the second game was going to be. He kind of figured it out. And then he didn't tell them what it was. And he picked the easiest option in the second game because he knew what the game was. He figured it out. And he didn't tell them. And my husband was like, yeah, no, he's not a good dude. And I was like, no, maybe he just wants them to like learn stuff on their own. I was being real negative. I was like, oh yeah, I think he didn't want to give it away too soon, And my husband was like, nah, he's not a good dude. And then it turns out he really wasn't a good dude. Like, he killed mad people to get to the top. Like, it was crazy. Squid Games was crazy. It was insane seeing this stuff. It was emotional. My personal favorite episode was the marbles episode with I think it's called Ganbu. And I think Ganbu, the concept, obviously I'm going to butcher it, but I think the concept is like somebody that, like, whatever is mine is yours, right? Or it's like a ride or die person. And there was this older guy, which there's a huge plot twist with the old guy, by the way. His name is Ilnam. And I really liked his character because this old dude, from the very beginning, he was laughing in the games and stuff. I was like, yo, this dude is wild. But we find out he has a brain tumor. So he's like, I guess for him, he's like, okay, whatever. We never find out if he's in debt and stuff, just like he just wanted to do this game. So all Ilnam, they're playing this marble game. And he starts to have, like, it felt like episodic dementia. Like, he was starting to have some stuff with his mind, but not this hard until the marbles game. We should have seen something was coming. So dude was real good at marbles. He was kicking Gihan's ass. And Gihan knew, listen, I'm finna die. Okay. And Gihan, one thing with Gihan, even though he had his ways, he was a very compassionate person. So during the games, he would look out for people. If people did good to him, he would try to find ways to repay it. He just kind of had people's backs, which isn't like the premise of the game at all. It really should be every man and woman for themselves. And so he kind of looked out for this old dude. He kind of like felt compassion for him and was like, no, I'm going to look out for him, until the only act of selfishness that I observed from him was in this game, the marbles game. So in the marbles game, he's playing with the old dude. And then the old dude kicked his butt and he had one marble left. Gihon had one marble. And the object of the game is you have to get all of your opponent's marbles. Then at the last minute, what's his face started to act like he was forgetting stuff. The old dude. So he was like, "Oh, what did I bet again?" And then there was a moment of pause, and you could tell Gihon was like, "Oh, this is my opportunity." Like you could tell he felt like it was like fucked up, but he wanted to do it anyway because he really wanted to. I think he wanted to live, and I think this is my hunch. I think he knows the old dude has significant health issues. He's been seeing him deteriorate and stuff and all these things throughout the game. So I think he was trying to justify it like that, like, well, he's about to die or whatever. So he started to cheat and he started to lie and be like, "Oh no, that's not what you said. You said this," and the old dude was going along with it. Then the old dude had one marble left. He started walking around acting like he didn't know what was going on, like, "Oh, this is my hometown," like just having an episode, right? And Gihon is like, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna run out of time. Like he needs to like stop playing." So the old dude was like, "Oh, okay, I'll play you if we play, all or nothing." And so Gihon got mad, like, "Why would I do that? Like I almost win." Then the old dude snaps out of it and is like, "Well, wouldn't that be fair since you were trying to cheat me this whole time?" I said, "Bitch," it was crazy. So I think he did that the whole time to kind of like, because I'm like, what was his motive? I think he was trying to stretch out the game. I think he knew, he was the dude, this was his sign of weakness. And he was like, "Oh, like how can I stretch this game out with him?" He was like having fun, I think. It was kind of messed up, but he was having fun. And then he just gives him the marble because he's like, "Well, I'm your Ganbu," or whatever. And he gives him the marble. And then he supposedly dies, right? I don't know how they got away with this because I thought I saw him die on camera. They shot him in the head. Chow. Fast forward to the end, okay? Not the last game. The second to last game had me shooketh. Like I said, the marbles game was my favorite, but the second to last game had me shooketh because it was the glass. You had to go on this pathway of glass, and some of it was tempered and some of it was, I forget the word, but basically one type of glass shatters with one person and the other type of glass is like reinforced glass and it can hold two people. So there's no way to test this glass, right? You have to be hopping, and basically if you fall through, you're dead because it's very, very high. This scene, this episode had me very, very nervous. There's no way. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, there's no fucking way. Like it was crazy watching these people do this, and then it brought out the worst in people. People were pushing each other off the platform. It just really shows you the depravity that we can go to as a human race, like when we're desperate. And it was very sad, very, very sad. And then we have 3 people who survives that game. But anyway, I don't want to give away the end other than the fact that we found out later that the old dude, old Ilnam, is one of the funders for the game, guys. He was a funder for the game. Like that, that was weird. Tiffany said it's more socio-political, but along a similar vein. But you think like the flick, The Hunt, if you haven't seen it already. Oh, I haven't seen it. I'm gonna write that down. The Hunt. It was like Hunger Games on crack. Like I thought Hunger Games was messed up, but it was good. But Hunger Games, I'm pretty sure multiple people can survive that. And if I'm wrong, please correct me because it's been a while. I could have sworn that Hunger Games wasn't just one winner, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But there were 456 players, guys, and one person could win. But I don't think people were thinking about that. I think they thought, oh, even the Gihon guy, I think he thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna walk out of here with my buddies. We're gonna split this money. Even to the end, it's like, bruh, only one person's getting out of here. They kill you if you don't win the game. There's no such thing as, oh, I didn't win, I go home. Like you get killed. Either you get killed in the game because everything is a mortal risk, or they kill you. Like it was crazy. This show was crazy. I felt like it could have been a limited series. I don't know how they're going to come back with a season 2 because it said that this is season one. So I'm like, what are you gonna do with season two? What's gonna happen? You killed everybody. So anyway, um the old dude plot twist did surprise me. I wasn't expecting that. He was one of the funders and he just wanted to play the game. He just wanted to play the game. Not gonna lie, I'd probably get murked in Hunger Games. Tiffany, I would get murked in Hunger Games. I probably have a better chance surviving Hunger Games than this shit because this is just a psychological mind fuck. Like this type of warfare or whatever it is. It was like it's not just your body; it's your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't just about being strong or fast or fit. It's like no, you gotta have mental fortitude. Somebody standing over you with a gun while you're trying to cut out a shape made out of fucking honeycomb. Like that shit was crazy. I'm telling you, I was saying, I don't even know which game did I say I think I would be the only game. I don't even remember because I think I would just like, it's just crazy. Just knowing that I would be responsible for people dying, I wouldn't be able to handle that. It's too much. There's not like, listen, I got a lot of student loan debt. But if somebody come up to me with this damn card, you want to play this game, I'll be like, fuck you forever. Get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit. Like, I don't even gamble at all. I don't know. I don't gamble at all. But it's just crazy. Like to me, it's just, oh well, you're just throwing money away. Sometimes people do it for fun. Like sometimes like people give away scratch offs for Christmas and stuff. Tiffany said, laughing my ass off. I've seen those honeycomb candy Squid Game challenges here on YouTube. Girl, listen, I've never seen, the only thing I knew was marbles and red line, green line. I've never seen any of these games ever. And that makes sense that people will have them on YouTube. But it did, Tiffany, you know what it made me worry about? Because sis, there's always some numbnuts, okay? They see something on TV and they're like, oh, I'm going to try it. And it's fine if they're trying the games, but not like, I feel like there's going to be people who are going to make it so that there's something bad at stake, right? Your life, a limb, or something like that. I don't know. I just get worried about the copycats that come out. But there's so much more I could say about Squid Game. I would say some of my favorite characters was actually the old dude, even though he ended up being one of the damn VIPs, okay? I like Gihon. I think it was Saibok. She was like one of the main female characters. I really liked her because she was street smart. Like her reason for being there was her little brother was in a children's home and she wanted to get him. And she also wanted to get her mom from, I think, was it China? Her mom, like they were trying to come cross the border and stuff and her mom got popped or whatever. So her reason for being there, I understood. And then also she was just smart. She was like, I'm not trusting none of you hoes. Like, I don't care how nice you are. She knew. But it was very sad. Like she got pretty far in the game. It was like I said, I think it's okay to say spoilers because I already warned people multiple times. It was sad. I was sad when she died because I was rooting for her. I wanted her to win. Even though I really wanted Gi-hun to win, I really preferred that she would win because I knew she had a good reason. And it was sad. I was like, damn, like listen, they survived the craziest game of all, the one with the glass, hopping on this damn glass or falling to your death. They survived that game. And what took her out was that at the end, they blew up all the pieces of glass that was left. And then it was shrapnel and then it got her in her stomach. So I said, these people evil as hell. It's not enough that you have people hopping around on fucking glass and falling to their death, but you got to blow up the remaining glass. It was crazy. Tiffany said they're innocent, done by mukbangers, but there's always someone who must take things too far and mimic some F-ish flat out they've seen on TV. Exactly. And that's what I get worried about is, are the people who they, like you said, they always take it too far, right? So I don't know. There's always some people laying around waiting to do something, but I really liked her character. What else about the ending? I was upset about Gi-hun I understood that he was mad at these VIP people, but I was also like, look, bro, how are you going to get them? The police didn't do nothing. Oh, okay. The police guys. The police was another one of my favorite character. I forget his name. I think it was Jun Ho. I think it was Jun Ho. So Jun Ho was on a mission and he was so brave. I was so proud of him. He did such good work and he was able to evade the baddies for a long time. I really liked his character. I liked how, even though he clearly didn't know what he was doing, because he pretended to be one of the pink people, but and he almost got in trouble a lot of times. But I liked his character. Tiffany said, "I'm gonna try to start watching Squid Game this weekend." You got it, and it's addictive, sis. Let me tell you. I think we started it. I think we finished it in 3 nights. I think. Yeah, and are there 8 episodes? Yeah, we finished it pretty quickly. Because we were like, oh my gosh, I want to find out what happened. It was like 3 or 4 nights, but um, it was very good. I would recommend it. Hopefully, I mean, I spilled a lot of stuff, but there's still so many gems in there, and there's like you experiencing it is something different anyway. But anybody have any questions, any other thoughts about any of these topics? Squid Game, the lady, the nutty professor, and what was I don't even oh the Alec Baldwin thing. Any thoughts? I don't know. The Alec Baldwin story was sad, but I'm waiting for more details because I don't trust them people. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I just want to come on here real quick and do a little bit, talk a little bit about a couple things. Thank you for everybody that joined me. I appreciate you being here. Um, and yeah, I don't know. Today is Friday. I'm not sure I'll be back on this weekend. I'll probably try to do a video, but I'm gonna be pretty busy this weekend. But I'll be back next week. Worst case scenario, if you don't see me. I love y'all. Have a great weekend. Happy Friday. Watch Squid Game if you haven't. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Or community post. Tiffany said that Alec Baldwin incident is wild. It is so wild, Tiffany. See, I wish you were here earlier because I don't know. I'm not really buying it. I think with everything that's happened with Brandon Lee and how come somebody didn't check this gun? You know, I just, it's hard for me to believe that this is just, it is as they say it is. And they were covering up his name too, Tiffany, in the beginning. They didn't say it was him. They said it was a major cast member from the set accidentally shot, so and so. Anyway, thank you. You too. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Let me see if I can play my music. I actually have time this time. Yes, exactly. Yes, me too. Bye.